Okay, think about this. Two massive stars, huge spotlight, but somehow they manage their relationship reveal completely on their own terms. Welcome to the deep dive. We look at the headlines, the sources, the whispers, and we try to figure out the strategy, the real game plan underneath it all. Today, we're diving deep into what some are calling the ultimate celebrity media control strategy, the Gigi Hadid and Bradley Cooper playbook.
Yeah, the source material we're looking at literally calls it the Gigi Hadid and Bradley Cooper PR playbook. And what that lets us do, really, is get past just the gossip. We can analyze this whole thing as like a masterclass in what they call controlled disclosure.
Right, controlled disclosure. Let's unpack that, because the sources suggest nothing here is accidental. Not the timing, not the photos, nothing. We're talking about manufacturing news, but by actually limiting access, which sounds kind of backwards.
That's exactly it. And that's the mission for you listening right now. We're breaking down the mechanics. What techniques are they actually using to get maximum positive impact while, minimizing the personal chaos that usually comes with fame? This is basically your shortcut to understanding this new celebrity playbook.
Okay, so where do we start? The analysis really seemed to kick off with one specific moment, right? Gigi Hadid's Instagram story. Just one story about Bradley Cooper's film premiere. Why was that such a huge deal globally?
Well, because it was designed to be. It created this kind of paradox. It felt personal, intimate even, but it was also incredibly calculated. The source material calls it rare, and that rarity was the point. It wasn't just a spontaneous congrats. It was a multi-layered message, part personal, part professional promo. An asset, really.
I remember seeing that. It looked pretty casual, right? Just her lounging on a couch. That seemed deliberate.
Oh, definitely. The visual itself suggested, a private moment, an intimate screening, far from the usual red carpet madness. But the text was the kicker. She wrote, "Premiere night, congratulations to my love."
My love. That's a big step up publicly.
Huge escalation. It basically defined their status. Clear, affectionate, no more room for rumors, really.
But it wasn't just personal, was it? She pivoted pretty fast.
Seamlessly. That's the thing. She immediately tagged the film handle, shouted out the co-stars Will Arnett, Laura Dern, Andra Day, and then boom, a direct call to action. Go see, December 19th. So she used her massive platform, her reach, as this high-impact marketing tool for his movie. And the timing, perfect.
Yep.
Right alongside the film's premiere is this thing on, air days to the New York Film Festival.
Okay, so here's the core idea, the analytical key from the sources. The media immediately calling it rare. That wasn't just a description, it was part of the strategy. They focused on the scarcity.
Exactly. That's what our source calls the scarcity construct. It's brilliant, really. By keeping the whole relationship basically under wraps for months, they created this massive content vacuum. So when they do offer just a tiny little glimpse, it becomes disproportionately valuable. Media outlets jump on it. They basically get to dominate a whole news cycle with minimal effort on their part. Their privacy actually creates the news value. It fuels the machine.
Wow. Okay, so if that scarcity thing works for one Instagram post, how did they scale that? How did they apply that thinking to the whole relationship arc? That's the longer game.
Well, that's the key. The whole journey, from the first whisper of them dating to actually confirming it, it was all a carefully managed trajectory, as the source puts it, designed step by step to normalize the relationship, make it feel solid, and importantly, to head off any potential criticism, especially about the age gap.
Okay, let's walk through that timeline. Phase 1 started late 2023, right? Phase 1, the hush-hush launch and seeding. Classic start. Scene leaving Via Carota in New York. Then the inevitable car photos. Standard stuff to get the buzz going. But then, almost immediately, you get the anonymous sources popping up.
Right, and the sourcing did all the heavy lifting early on. The reports were careful. They said things like they were having fun, but also that they had a lot in common. And they specifically highlighted being single parents, similar humor. That wasn't accidental. It strategically reframes that 20-year age difference, focuses on maturity, shared values, not just the number.
But the narrative accelerated really fast. I mean, it went from just sightings to sources saying it was on steroids, getting serious very quickly. That was by November. Seemed quick.
It did feel fast in the press. And that kind of rapid shift needs something concrete to back it up, right?
Which is where the next piece comes in. Tangible proof. Cooper reportedly buying a house near the Hadid family farm in Pennsylvania.
Ah, the property purchase. That's not subtle. Not at all. It acts like this unspoken press release. It signals seriousness, permanence, family integration. It makes the getting serious narrative suddenly feel very real, very grounded, substantiates it instantly.
Okay, so that sets the stage. Then comes phase 2, family and friends integration in early 2024. And the big one here was the photo op with Cooper's mom, Gloria, right after the Golden Globes.
Mm-hmm. That's almost like a required step in Hollywood PR for a serious relationship. You need that visual confirmation. Mom approves. It adds this layer of legitimacy. And then pretty quickly after that, we got the first clear PDA holding hands in London. The first real public display.
And then they pulled off the ultimate normalization move, vacationing with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
I mean, talk about leveraging the zeitgeist. Riding the wave of the biggest celebrity story on the planet to boost their own status.
Yeah, that's smart.
It's brilliant synergy. It puts them right in that A-list power couple conversation without them having to, do much direct promotion themselves. They just show up with the right people.
Okay, which brings us to phase 3, the official confirmation. And crucially, this was done completely on their terms.
Totally controlled. Gigi makes it Instagram official herself on her 30th birthday, May 2025. Posts a kissing photo and, importantly, uses the word partner in the caption.
Defining the terms.
Exactly. They defined the moment. They defined the relationship status for the media. It basically shut down speculation. They owned the narrative.
And since then, the narrative filtering out through sources is all about mature partnership, blending families. You constantly hear how their daughters, Khai and Lea, get along really well.
Stability. That's the product now. That's what they're selling. This whole deliberate pacing just shows you how they methodically turned a potential media frenzy into like a stable, enduring brand story, not just some fleeting gossip item.
It sounds incredibly effective, but also kind of exhausting. If it's all so stable and serious, why the need for such extreme privacy now? It feels like a big shift for Gigi especially. You have to look at her past relationships to get why this is, as the source calls it, a strategic learned response.
Yeah, the contrast is stark. You have to compare it to the Zayn Malik era. That was maximum visibility, right? Joint magazine covers, that Vogue shoot, him starring in her Pillow Talk video. The lines between personal and professional were just completely blurred. And the public dissection was relentless.
And that visibility came at a cost, didn't it? There was so much negativity, intense scrutiny. Gigi was constantly having to hit back at trolls online, defend the relationship. It looks stressful.
Totally. High stress, high drama. So the Bradley Cooper era represents this new doctrine. It's clearly based on lessons learned. She's even said it explicitly. Oversharing is just not part of our relationship. She talked about learning to let go, not feeling like she has to correct everything the media or public gets wrong.
And that desire for privacy, it lines up perfectly with how protective she is of her daughter, Khai. Right. Always shielding her face, keeping her identity private.
Exactly. It's consistent. Privacy equals stability, control over her family life. Motherhood clearly amplified that instinct.
And the sources even use the contrast to strengthen the current narrative, right? They mention reports about her ex, Zayn Malik, allegedly hating that she's dating Cooper.
Yeah, that detail, whether totally accurate or not, serves a narrative purpose.
How so?
Well, think about it. An unhappy ex acts as this perfect foil. It makes the current situation, the stability, Cooper fitting in seamlessly with the family, look even more successful, even more positive by comparison. It sharpens the contrast.
Okay, let's dig into the tools they're using. The language in the media coverage. It's very specific, isn't it? The sources point out it's not random.
Not at all. There's a consistent lexicon, set of keywords that are clearly being fed to the outlets to construct the desired narrative.
I definitely noticed that repetition. Certain words keep popping up.
Precisely. You see words like serious and smitten used over and over to set the emotional tone. But probably the most crucial phrase, the one doing the most strategic work, is on the same page.
Ah, right. Regarding goals, values.
Exactly. Yeah. On the same page. Regarding long-term goals, shared values. It projects future harmony, maturity, and it subtly counters any lingering questions about, say, the age gap or different life stages. It says, don't worry, they align.
And who's feeding this language? The engine driving it all seems to be the anonymous source. Almost every intimate detail, how they feel, private talks, family intros, it's always attributed to these unnamed insiders or friends.
And that's the absolute cornerstone of modern celebrity PR. Look, the sheer consistency of the message across different news outlets tells you this isn't just a bunch of loose-lipped friends chatting. No, this is controlled. It's a coordinated flow of information, likely coming from a central approved source. Ensures only the right information gets out.
It's like they're paying for privacy by carefully curating the information that fills the void.
It's a great way to put it. And this curated image isn't just about romance. It extends into their professional lives, reinforcing this idea of a modern collaborative partnership.
We see that with the cross-promotion, right?
Yeah, the mutual brand boosting. Cooper wears Gigi's cashmere brand, guest in residence. She promotes his Philly cheesesteak truck, Danny and Coops. They're actively endorsing each other's businesses.
That cheesesteak truck launch was interesting, too, visually.
Oh, that was a masterstroke.
Yeah.
The launch event. It had both Gigi and Cooper's ex, Irina Shayk, there, seemingly supportive.
Right. That sends a very specific message.
It screams modern family,
Yeah.
amicable exes, supportive network. It makes all the usual celebrity breakup drama look totally outdated. Just a powerful visual of maturity and lack of conflict.
And there was that detail about Gigi crediting Bradley for inspiring her creatively, mentioning auditioning for a live-action Tangled.
That adds another layer. It positions him as more than just a romantic partner. He's like a creative mentor, a positive influence. She literally said he gave her encouragement and just belief. It paints this picture of mutual growth, stability, not just fleeting passion.
So if we sum it all up, their strategy seems to be extreme privacy, broken only by these incredibly calculated high-impact public disclosures. And it's worked. They've successfully built this brand, this image of a stable, serious, almost aspirational couple. It's a huge departure from the messy, high-exposure relationships we often see.
Absolutely. And notice how the narrative they've seeded carefully manages expectations about the future. They're serious, yes, but also consistently framed as not in a rush for the big milestones, engagement, marriage, etc.
Right, which keeps the anticipation going.
And guarantees that if or when those things eventually happen, the media will treat them as massive, significant, rare events, which just further proves their playbook worked. They control the present narrative, and they've already set the stage to control the future one, too.
It's fascinating because they've convinced everyone this relationship is built on real substance-blended families, mutual respect, creative synergy.
But almost every single piece of information about that substance has been carefully manufactured and strategically released by them or someone close to them.
Which leaves us, and you listening, with this final thought to chew on. If celebrity relationships at this level are managed this meticulously, down to every photo, every quote from a source, what's the real cost of that control? And maybe more pointedly, does genuine, unscripted spontaneity in the public eye even exist anymore for people this famous? Or is literally every interaction we see some kind of calculated move?
Yeah, something to think about next time you read about a rare glimpse into a celebrity's life.
You've been listening to The Deep Dive. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you found this interesting. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next exploration.